Welcome to New 6th Gen Farmer, guys. I am so excited for today's video because, well, I get to show you guys something once again that is brand new. And I did a quick Google search, quick dirty Google search this morning, or a YouTube search I should say, and I do not see any videos on this new piece of equipment, this John Deere strip till bar that is coming to this field today. So not only do I get to do a strip till trial for our area, which is not very common, but I get to show you guys a brand new piece of equipment from John Deere while doing it. Gosh, you laugh at my measuring wheel, you miss the field approach, you make fun of me for being in Wisconsin and Illinois.
A little further west, man.
Woohoo! Here it is, the John Deere strip till unit. I don't even think they have a number on it yet. They might, I don't know. I just got informed there's an NDA till the end of October, so I can't even show it to you guys when I want to. And I'll do a more in-depth walk around and stuff here pretty soon, but I gotta hurry up and get it over to the field because the fertilizer people and the Deere tillage specialist is meeting us over there. So this is a 40-foot unit, which would be a 16-row, 30-inch strip till bar. All right, so we're loaded. Ooh, we're calibrated.
Was height indicator off the whole time for Nate?
No, are you licensed to drive this thing, or
not really?
You had to go through the certification process?
Certification.
Yeah, certification. Well, I could have made it really difficult for you. We could have gone to the triangle across the river, and there's a sketchy ass bridge that we have to cross to get to it.
No.
We could have done that, but no, I was nice.
Thank you.
And I let you go over here.
I don't know how your insurance would cover that if we fell in the river. It's up to you on how you want it to look. If you want to back up and get a straighter run at it again.
We'll see how it goes here.
It's applying. I turned the master switch on, I forgot to do that, and then it's got a height switch on the back.
Okay, maximum RPM, sensor 1.
Let's see what happens here.
Hey, we're making strips.
We're doing something. Nobody's yelling at us. You can see them out in the camera there, how they look too.
Yep. Alright, first pass through the field is done. Let's give a quick check on how this thing's doing. They're nice and black. There's very little trash on top of the trench. That's kind of nice.
We could maybe go a little deeper. Let's see if we can.
How deep? Yeah.
It's a little light yet.
A little bit. But other than that, I mean, these strips are beautiful. This one's a little...
Some of them will run different depending on where they're at. I mean, anything with a blue line, you got two different pressures, so anything like wheel track and whatnot behind.
Okay, so
they're running a lot more pressure than we are on the regular outside road.
I saw that earlier. So the ones that have blue airlines have a separate pressure,
yep.
And they're behind the wheel tracks.
Yep, essentially.
Okay.
This one is down there.
So that means so this one's a little thinner, so that'd be behind a wheel track, which it is. This one's a little thin too. That's not behind a wheel track.
You're slowing down. Oh, feel that.
That is really deep.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So
I wonder. I must just here. Let's go back this side.
Yeah, it even looks like it. Definitely a speed oriented.
Oh yeah. So how deep do you think it's putting the fertilizer then?
That pretty much that whole band it should be if it's mixing it.
Okay.
Right, so that's a good and bad thing on this. Like some guys are going to want to run a shank and put it in a band a lot lower.
Yep.
And then kind of a hot zone down there, but this one's going to just mix it in. And
okay. Perfect. So what happened was, it was right when those strips started thinning out right there, I slowed down for the end rows. So we're gonna have to make sure we keep this thing going full speed all the way to the headlands, because get that extra depth. Speed is its friend. I mean, I can stick my whole foot in there. You can bury my foot.
Let's do that.
There you go.
He's gonna just. I think that looks pretty good. So this is one that we were concerned about, and this might have been a combine wheel track, right?
Yeah, it could have been.
You feel that? So that's compaction.
Yeah, because we're not getting.
So we're getting clods there yet. We're not the depth maybe per se, but the other thing too is this is like that one. That's as deep as that coulter's running over there, I think. So.
Okay.
3 inches, 4 inches.
So first of all, first thing I noticed, so this is a ST16 Drawn. I think I could have saved them a couple of letters if they would have just called it the STD16, which I think would have been a better name, but...
Makes sense. You have the STM too, the mounted one.
Is the mounted one STM? No.
ST16.
It's ST16 mounted?
Mounted.
Okay. That's funny.
No, I'm sure somebody at marketing was thinking on that, but their votes didn't add up.
Sweet. So, I guess you just want to start front and head back?
I suppose.
Sounds good.
So, twin bin, 10-ton capacity total. So, give or take. If you really feel like shoving it in there, you probably get a little more.
Yeah, so we got 22,000 pounds shoved in here. We had to shove or sweep it a little bit, but we're able to get it to fit.
Meters on them are split, so we got 2 motors on it, so left and right side, so we got 8 rows and 8 rows on section control and meter control for both tanks. So
and then you can do 2 products at once, correct?
Yes. Yep.
So we're only using 1 product, so we're just kind of, you can chain the 2 bins together, so that way it sucks from both, I believe.
Yeah, so when this one, say tank 1 gets empty, then it'll automatically turn on
tank
tank 2.
Yep.
So
perfect. Running duals. Anything else missing up here?
Steerable hitch.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
So active implement guidance is steering the cart for us.
Yep. Here's a steerable hitch right here. Is the cylinder running it? You can see all the playroom it's got in there. It does have scales for both bins right there. Air compressor, fan. So you said it's like a CCS machine, but less pressure.
Yep. Yeah. So it'll pressurize tanks just slightly, going through the meters, but yeah. So that's why on the lids there we got them rubber gaskets we got to check and make sure aren't loose. If we lose air out of there, then we don't get much air going through there, and then we start plugging lines and stuff. So.
Cool. Okay. So what about the units themselves?
Yeah. So filter row unit setup. We're running a shark tooth zone cleaner up front, pneumatic controlled up and down just to get trash out of the way. Single lead coulter there to break up anything before there. We would have an option to run a shank on here too if we were doing anhydrous, but right now we're just running a triple coulter setup. So
this one is supposed to kind of cut it up.
Yep.
So then these 2 control
more tillage out of there, so just a wider zone. You could run a single, you could run a single and a shank, or you run the triple just to get us a little bit wider berm there. So, and then containment coulters here, basically their purpose is to take all the dirt and everything that's getting tossed up and consolidate it back inside the strip and keep it from going outside it. You've got adjustments forward and backwards depending on settings of the row unit up here and conditions. If we're in wetter or drier conditions, we can move that around, and then we can change the angle on them too to depend, or change how much soil we're getting moved in. So.
Okay. And then baskets, I know you mentioned, so we're running, what are these called?
So just a berm builder rolling basket. Originally they came with a flat bar across here, so it would be even all the way around. Good for spring strips, it kind of flattens it out. You can move them up a position, still get a little bit flatter berm, but still hit them. We took them out just because we're doing fall strips and we want to get a little bit of higher berm built into it. So
the idea behind that is because the snow will come out and it'll compact it, and then it'll melt in the spring, the water will compact it. We're gonna have a little bit of a berm on these strips, so that way as they settle over the winter, they'll flatten out a little bit. And I think, I was talking to Riley, I think she wants to try some flat on this field.
We could try them and see what they do. The other thing we've got on here, they're spring adjusted right now, but we got pins so we can pin them up too, so if you did get this a fall or some conditions where it was getting a little bit tougher, mudding up, you could flip them up.
Flip them up.
Out of the way. Or if you wanted to leave a little bit rougher strip, you could do that too, because they'll break down over the winter. So.
Yep. And then how much down pressure can you run per row?
70 is the max in the book. I don't know how much actual weight, but I believe the row unit itself weighed like 700 pounds. So.
Okay. So 70 psi on 700 pounds.
Yep. And then off the leverage off that parallel arm setup.
Yep.
It's substantial.
Sweet. Yeah, because we're pretty dry right now. We've had a great year, a lot of rain throughout the year, but this fall we're really dry. And I mean, it's making some dang good strips and going really deep. So that's pretty impressive. We are a little bit sandier here than most of our fields, but still very impressed for a first strip. Luckily, I got on the end of the list for the demos, so you've had a little practice with it before it got here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's hardly any trash in these strips whatsoever either. Just looking really good. And then obviously got the implement receiver, so running implement guidance as a steerable hitch, and then we can use auto pass. So next year we come back and the tractor, so even though we're running a 16 row strip till unit, we can come back with a 24 row planter and it should line up perfectly on these strips. Hopefully. That's a cross the fingers, hopefully. But sweet, should we make another strip?
Yeah, look at this.
Look at what?
There's your flat buck. Somebody forgot to take it all the way.
Who are you gonna blame for that one? Nate?
Hubner.
Hubner? Okay. Guys, that's wedged in there.
Yeah.
Well, not my fault.
That demo's a go.
Oh, it's beeping. I don't even know what that beep was.
That looks good.
Dude, I'm an expert. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, crap. Oh, my mom's calling me. Mom, I can't. I'm busy. We're doing cool stuff.
So depending how you want to do this.
Okay.
Well, I ain't going to change it now.
Auto track, what are you doing? I'm not used to articulated machines.
Man, look at all the rocks.
I told you
this on it.
I told you this is the rockiest farm. We're testing the unit out.
Yeah.
This is gonna be bumpy. Hold on. In she goes. Oh, my camera went flying. Why don't they use this for the promotional video? Alright, I just wanted to show you guys how CB has this 9R setup. It's pretty cool. So normally in these new 9Rs, they have the radio up here. Well, it turns out you can actually buy a radio relocation kit. So they have it off to the side, and they also have a camera set up so you can see how your strips are doing, which is pretty cool. They also got a camera set up over here. I don't remember how to get to it, but anyways, there's that. Then they have a wireless charger set up over here with the field office. I think that's what that's called. I don't know, but I think it's pretty neat because that's something that you've probably never seen before, and I have not seen before. And then for the strip till unit, here's how you adjust your pressures. Up here, what does this thing do?
Blockage.
Blockage? Ah, I see. Cool. And that's just switches to turn all that on.
Yep.
I see. We are cruising. We are going past the recommended speed limit. Going through a ravine. I'm pretty impressed by how it actually goes through the ravine. It's actually doing a good job. Alright, we're about to test out my athletic ability. I told him to take off across the field and I'm gonna run after him and try and get some footage. That thing is optimal from 7 to 9 miles per hour, and we have about a half mile to go. So we'll see how I do. all good. So we got this ravine right here. I just want to see how it goes through it. It flexed through there pretty good. So there we go, we're done with the strips, guys, on this field. So I did a couple different trials. So right here, we're gonna have a normal conventional field cultivating so we're gonna broadcast fertilizer here in the fall, do some anhydrous for nitrogen, and then we're gonna field cultivate it in the spring, and it's gonna be chisel plowed this fall. And then this will have the nitrogen put on it with the planter in the spring, and the P&K was just put on with the strip till unit. So we're gonna have a old practice versus new practice trial right here. And then I left a 200-foot strip in the middle where we can do the same thing. So we'll have 3 or 4 different trials depending on if I screw it up any worse than I already have or not. So not every single strip till unit will come like this. There are a bunch of different options. So every single one will have a lead coulter that is a 17-inch 13 wave blade, and then you have your dual coulters right behind it. Now you can optimize, or you can opt for shanks for that. So if you want to do like anhydrous, you can put shanks in there. Otherwise, these are 20-inch 13 wave dual coulters. You can also get 18 waves. That would be the next step up in aggressiveness, and you can get 8 waves, and that would be the most aggressive that you can get. And then behind that, you have your containment coulters up there on top. They are there no matter what option you get to, but if you can kind of see right in here, there is a ton of adjustability you can have within those. And then lastly, you have your rolling basket. So this is the flat bar option. So they're all 9-bar 14-inch rolling baskets. This flat bar has 3 different ways you can adjust it. So this is the most bermed you can get it. Otherwise, there are some holes in each bar, and you can add flat pieces of iron in there to adjust how aggressive that berm is. Otherwise, you can just get a normal round bar rolling basket there, which has 9 bars as well. So in the drawn model, you can get either a 16 row or 12 row 30-inch. So this is a 16 row model. And then if you have 20 or 22-inch rows, you can get an 18 row model. They do have mounted versions as well, or integral versions. However, you can only get those in a 12 or 16 row 30-inch. So overall, I am very impressed with it. It's a very well put together and complete unit. Even in our heavier ground here, it did a really good job at digging down. The only places it had some issues was in some really compacted areas, which nothing's gonna get down in those super, you know, those sprayer tracks where it's really compacted. So if the John Deere website is up by now for the specs for this thing, I'll make sure to put that down in the link in the video description. And yeah, we'll have fun with this next year, and I'll make sure to bring you guys along for as much of it as I possibly can. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.